Jurrien Timber is going to hate to vocalize his return at Arsenal, and it's really a very huge important update that most of you have been asking me about. And when I landed on it, I said I have to come out and obviously get it going in here onto this channel. That is the Rokani Media Football, and this is the Football News Show. We are discussing Christopher Nkunku rolled out of the United tie tomorrow as Manchester United hosts Chelsea at Old Trafford. And lastly, we're going to talk about Kat Zuma on how West Ham have gone ahead to obviously show or stand in unison with him after being robbed at his home, as they really targeted him when he was really playing the game of football, and so much more. So we are obviously going to be discussing that, and this is really the time for us to obviously do this, and hope you guys are really ready to get to know exactly what this is all about. Smash the like button close to 200 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Jurrien Timber spoke to the media, and it was all about before the game of Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was on the Arsenal's the breakdown show, and he really had the following to say to the fans of Arsenal, words that were really encouraging. He said, "I'm feeling good, progressing well, recovering well. It won't be a whole season. I hope I'm making a good progress." So the man himself, Jurrien Timber, has come out and obviously told you that he's making good progress, and everyone who is really doubtful of the guy, then you should get to know that this guy is really fighting hard to return. Remember, he got an injury in his first Premier League game for Arsenal against Nottingham Forest in the 46th minute and was taken off. Even Mikel Arteta, towards the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Arteta came up and obviously told us exactly what Jurrien Timber is going to hit to let us know that he's back on the grass and he's doing the gym work to it that he really gets that muscle really used to the ball and the heavy load, to see to it that he comes in back and obviously gives Arsenal what he deserves. Jurrien Timber comes in through at Arsenal, and he is being missed. That is it. That's why most of you are really asking me about him, because the fact is the player is being missed by everyone. And the worrying bit of it is that he never even played 3 competitive games for the side of Arsenal. After playing the Community Shield and we won it as they beat a Man City on penalties, he just played 46 minutes in the game of Nottingham Forest. That game ended 2-1 in favor of Arsenal, but Arsenal went ahead to lose Jurrien Timber into the mix. So Jurrien Timber has said he's really progressing on very well, and there is nothing better to hear it from the horse's mouth, revealing to you exactly what he's really going in through, and that is Jurrien Timber. So as I told you that he might return towards the end of January or the beginning of February, that's when he's going to return. He's going to use this entire month of December to obviously get to where he deserves to be as a player, fight for fitness left, right and center until he really meets the qualities of what Arteta wants him to be like into the team. Right now, there is no reason for Arteta hurrying him back, by the way. There is no reason for Arteta to hurry him back, and that's why you see to it that everything is really going on as planned for Mikel Arteta, because he has Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Cedric Soares, and Benjamin White, and Jakub Kiwior, who can play onto the left back and the right back. So he is not in a rush to bring back Jurrien Timber. And if I told Mikel Arteta, I would give him the ample required time for him to operate and really get back to full fitness. And no sooner he gets back to full fitness, that means all is going to be well for Arsenal, because such a player like Jurrien Timber is one of those that Arteta will need, especially in the Champions League. You know, when you talk about Champions League at Arsenal, few players have gotten Champions League experience. That is it. I can really start to mention one by one and really show you his Champions League experience. David Raya, 0 Champions League experience. Ben White had 0 Champions League experience. I think it's only Zinchenko, Jorginho, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Jesus. He only has 4 players. So in that entire back line of 4, he doesn't have a player who has what we call Champions League experience. And Jurrien Timber has been one of those players who really played in the Champions League under Erik ten Hag at Ajax, and he's really loaded with lots of experiences of the Champions League that would help the side of Arsenal. And I think if I'm trying to read Arteta's mind, he's obviously preparing him for the return in February, and I think that will be well for him because they don't want any setbacks, as they are looking at him coming in through sometimes to be played as a right-sided centre-back, because if at all William Saliba really gets an injury, Arsenal could look really vulnerable at the central defense. But the coming in of Jurrien Timber, he'll obviously come in through and take that spot. So that is it for Jurrien Timber, and he has gone ahead and confirmed to us that he's really progressing very, very well. That is a very good story coming in from Jurrien Timber to Arsenal fans all over the world. Now, to Chelsea fans who thought that maybe Nkunku was going to be back as Chelsea faced Man United tomorrow at Old Trafford, we've gotten a huge update coming in from Pochettino. He has confirmed to us that Christopher Nkunku will not be involved tomorrow. We have to be careful. I hope he'll be back with us soon, but not tomorrow. So when you look at Chelsea, they are eagerly waiting for the return of Christopher Nkunku because they know he was one of those players that Pochettino had gone ahead to bet on when it came to scoring goals this season. But unfortunately, during the preseason, he really went ahead to get a setback of his knee. And remember, even when they signed him when signed him from RB Leipzig, sorry about that. When they signed him from RB Leipzig, he really got an injury, and it kept him out for some good months. He came in through and really played, but as we went to the World Cup, he also really got another injury, a setback. Then he returned, I think, around March and played for RB Leipzig, and here he is kicking the ball for the side of Chelsea. And if you are a Chelsea fan, you wouldn't like to go to Old Trafford without Christopher Nkunku because of the quality he brings that complements the front three. I look at him like Gabriel Jesus. I've always going to play about Gabriel Jesus, that he's this kind of player who makes players that play around him better. That is what Nkunku brings on the field of play. But the beauty of all this is Nkunku is back on the grass and is training with the club of Chelsea, but the manager wants to unleash him at the right period of time. And by the way, modern managers don't want to rush players back because they know the repercussions. If at all you get a player back and he doesn't obviously and is not ready to obviously return, so that costs everyone. So he wants him to be there and don't expect him to be part of the game of Chelsea. And it's really going to be a very huge encounter. It comes in through when Chelsea have just gone ahead to beat Brighton by 3-2, having lost to Newcastle by 4-1. They returned to Stamford Bridge and really won that game. But the captain of the day, that is Conor Gallagher, got himself a red card. But Chelsea are really welcoming back Reece James, and I think is it Malo Gusto? Yeah, I think no, it's Cucurella and Reece James are being welcomed back by Chelsea. So it's still going to be one of those big encounters that we are going to see, and I think we might throw some highlights. But the game is going to be there tomorrow, and it's the biggest game of the midweek. Then West Ham have offered £25,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of burglars who raided Katsuma's home on the eve of Sunday's Premier League fixture with Crystal Palace. Zoma and his family were in the house during the break-in, and he missed the following day's match against Palace. So this burglary is not the first time it's happening. I remember it happened to Raheem Sterling when he was playing the World Cup, even had to take some 2 weeks off to really return and really be with his family. Victor Lindelof also had one. He was playing for Man United, and it obviously happened. And I think there is another player, close to 5 players, really got through the same situation last season. And this season, the first player to obviously experience the burglars is Kurt Zouma. But what I was going to hit to make it different, it was that this guy has been at home also. That's when they came in through, and it's really rare of these burglars to come in through when the player is really not playing, you know, because they know that the wife and the children are always at the pitch supporting the player. So all what they do is that to break in and maybe get whatever they wanted, and then they move out. So Kurt Zouma, hope his mindset is back to where he deserves to be as a player, because he's really going through a huge torture. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I'm returning with what we call the match day live, as I bring you the confirmed starting 11 for Arsenal as they take on the side of, what is it? As the side of Luton Town, and very many other fixtures of the game that we're going to be taking place there. So guys, your thoughts on Timber vocalizing his Arsenal return are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about what I'm going to hate to say in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about Kurt Zouma, because everyone is really talking about Kurt Zouma and how burglars went ahead to obviously break into his home, and West Ham was going ahead to put up £25,000 for anyone who has information leading them to that. And kudos to the club. And by doing so, by the way, the club is showing the players that we are going to be with you through thick and thin, and that is really great and huge to hear for the side of Kurt Zouma and other players at West Ham. And lastly, Nkunku out of the United Chelsea encounter that is going to be played tomorrow at the Old Trafford. So I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. The Muslim is Barak Laufikum. And don't forget to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. I think we can call it the end of this video, but we are still here to bring you more and more and more stories. And it's going to be one of those action-packed nights that we might obviously see ourselves really getting to where we deserve to be. Not so? So it has been nice talking to you. We are coming with the match day live. Confirmed starting 11 of Arsenal. Who is in, who is out. Bye-bye.